Good morning. How are we all today? I think I might be just a minute early or something like that. I'm just going to set up while we are all coming in. Find myself on my iPad. There we go. So welcome if you are watching live. Welcome if you are watching the replay on Facebook and on my YouTube channel. Hey Kerry. Okay, we are going to be doing a little bit of watercolouring today. I have a class which is ending today. Sign-ups are ending today. So just by purchasing the Christmas Rose stamp set and the dies, you will get a class to create 6 of these. So you'll get all the materials. You just need the stamp set and the dies and some inks. I'll show you which ones, and then you get to create 6 of these. Oops, not that one. That's my... See, I told you that's from a while back. I told you it would end up still sitting on my desk doing nothing. I must go back and finish that. So you'll get all the supplies to make a couple of these. But what I want to show you today is the colouring in for this one, so that you don't feel like, because I know that perhaps some of you go, oh, I don't want to sign up to the class because I have to colour, but I don't want you to feel that way. So I'm going to show you how I coloured it in, and all those different colours, and I only used 3 ink pads, so we are going to show you that. So good morning everyone coming in. So we are using shimmery cardstock. Now I don't need that one, I do need these ones. And you don't need to have the Stamparatus if you don't wish. You can just use a block if you want, but I always find my StazOns a little bit on the dodgy side, so I like to make sure I get a good image, so I use my Stamparatus. Okay, so I'm going to ink up in StazOn because we are going to be watercolouring, if I can get the lid off, because we're watercolouring, so I'm going to use StazOn. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I suppose those who went to On Stage on the weekend had an awesome weekend. See how mine's... I'll probably just need to actually re-ink my StazOn, but I'll give it a double stamp and we should be good to go. Okay. And then I might zoom in a little bit closer. Oh, what did I do there? Oh, I smudged it. I smudged it, but it's okay. I'm still going to use it. It's a little bit on the smudgy side. I could turn it over, but never mind. We'll use that. Now I'm just going to peel this off and stick it on my block. Because if you, being StazOn, if you use it on your Stampin' Scrub straight away with a little bit of Stampin' Mist, you can get all that StazOn off, and you don't even have to use the StazOn cleaner, which is a solvent. So, how's that? Okay, I'll stick that away later. Oh, poopies. These things always happen to me, but we're just going to go. It's not too bad. It's only smudged a little bit around this side. That side's still okay, but whatever. I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, let me zoom in a second, actually. So the 3 colours that I'm going to use is Cherry Cobbler, Mossy Meadow, and Soft Suede. So these are the only 3 colours that you will need, plus your StazOn, to do this class. So let me zoom in. And I'll show you. You need an aqua painter, and I think that's the aqua painter I want to use. I got a few of them floating around. I think I need to get some new ones. You know, they usually tire out after a couple of years. Okay, let's start with our Cherry Cobbler. Now, this is a great way to be able to colour in multiple colours just using 1 ink pad. So what I'm going to do is make a really, really wet... I've already squeezed my... Oh, maybe this one isn't. Sometimes you get it to a stage where they, you know, and then they get a couple of years old and they don't want to squeeze water through anymore. What we want is a really, really, really wet, watery mess going on there. And then you can just put it down and just sort of push that colour around. Okay, and this is really good because it's fast. You don't actually need to spend too much time with this. And see how it's light? It's like a real pink rather than a red. So there's your first layer done. Oh, super easy. Just wait for it to dry a smidge. And you can see that I just plonked it down and then just flattened my brush out and pushed that color around. So there's nothing really, like I am doing a really fine, delicate one. This is one that I started the other night, and that's really fine and delicate work. And I'm using multiple colors for that one. But this one is just going to be quick and easy because I want to show you. I've got to find a card. Hang on. If you look at, this is from the paper. If you look at the paper, they've just sort of done the same effect that I'm trying to get by watercoloring. Okay, so I think that's reasonably dry now. So now the next thing that we want to do is pick up a colour that isn't soaked with water. Okay, so we want to pick up our next layer. It's still a little bit wet, but not too much. And then we want to just go by petal for this one and just do the same type of thing. Just push that colour around, not coming right out to the edge. So we sort of want that little bit of layer. Pick up that area. Whoops, sorry, bumping everything. I should start from the middle. I think it's easier when you start from the middle, but I have a habit of starting from the edge. So, and this is really quick too because you're not being overly particular. Okay. And I love quick colouring because sometimes colouring can take you a really long time. And I haven't even used my blends for this set yet. And then you notice that when you come to the middle sections, you sort of do the outside edge. Depending on which way the petals look like they're folding, sometimes you do the outside edge, sometimes you do the inside edge. And then just sort of mush your colour together there because I can't figure out the centre. So that's how quick and easy that is. Hi everyone coming in. And then we're going to do this one, which doesn't take very long either. I haven't figured this one out because it's so small, but I just sort of chuck it down. These ones will probably go towards the back, a little bit in the front. Just sort of dab it on and voila, just throw it on. That's what I say. Oh, now, actually no, I'll come back and do that other colour. So, good morning, good morning. So that's how quick and easy it is. And look, I've just used one colour for that. I'm going to leave that open there. And then the same for the leaves. So, just make sure that all the reds come off your aqua painter. Now I'm going to come out here and make a really wet puddle again. I don't want to take all of it, like, because I want different, I sort of treat this as my palette, so I want different levels of concentrated ink in there. Okay, and then it's just the same. You just push it down and push the colour around. And when it's wet, it's quite easy to do. So just keep taking from that puddle. I know we've got some sprigs going on, but that's okay. Just go over the top of them. And this is where, you know how I normally say when I colour in, keep the tip of your brush in a nice point. Well, this is, whoops, don't get your finger in the wet flour. This is where I sort of find it okay to flatten your brush and push the colour around. Lois, I'm sure that you could manage this colouring in quite well. Okay, so there's your first one, first layer down, and then just dry the brush off in between because we don't want it super, super wet anymore. Then I'm going to come back and make another little puddle. See how this puddle is richer in colour than this puddle? And then it's the same thing, just come in, push the colour in, just dab it on, not all the way out to the edge. And you have to sort of dab it on when you go around these because they've got those little berry things going on. Watercolouring is a bit of practice. I was talking to my dad dropped in over the weekend for a bit of a surprise visit. So he lives in Clare, but he was down in town, and we were talking about school and the finishing of school and everything. And you know, we were talking about this type of work, and you know, I was never very good at art at school. I was dreadful. I did it, I think, to year 9, and then I stopped, and because my dad is a fantastic drawer. He's a great artist and colourer and different mediums, and he said, oh, I didn't think you'd ever end up doing something like this, but in school you were always very particular about what you were doing. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so enough waffle, and I'm going to go and do my sprigs now, these spriggy things. So what I'm going to do is take the most intense colour I can get, so it's nice and deep, and then just look, that's not even colouring, that's just, don't even bother attempt to try and go in the lines of them, because that's what was I going to say? Oh, if you need to, if you can't get a really good concentrated area of colour, just pop a drop of re-inker in there. I do not have a re-inker for this ink pad, so I need to go through my re-inkers and work out, because I found out that I've still got a berry burst one in there. And chuck that down. And again, if you need a darker green, just squeeze your ink pad together again. But see how that gives you, you've got nice light leaves, and then you've got the dark sprigs. Actually, you know what, sometimes you even find, look down here, I don't know if you can see that, but sometimes you'll find that dribbles of ink will run down there, and you'll get, oh, check that out, you'll get really nice dark. You'll find them everywhere, especially if you've had a juicy ink pad. You'll get really, really dark. So I'm going to come back now, and this is where it's pretty awesome, because you'll see just how much colour variation you will get from your cherry cobbler. So I have obviously had a drip of re-inker in here at some stage because I've got a big puddle, and if I come straight into that, and I do want my nib here to be super fine now, and whoop, get back here, and I'm only going to use the very, very tip. And that's where you can do all these berries, but check out the colour difference now between the flower and the berries just by using that concentrated little puddle of ink there. So it will stand out to be really cherry cobbler, whereas the other ones look pink. Might have to dip a few times to get that. And I am going to colour in the whole thing. I thought about just colouring in a bit of it, but I'm going to do the whole lot. So if you are wishing to join up to my class, today is the final day. I'm sending out, I have sent out invoices for those who have already joined. And then I will be ordering product later on tonight to get everything cut and packed. So have a look at that. That is just super cool. Just by watering your colour down, your inks down, you can get so many different colour variations. I tried to, I thought, oh, I would like to have some gold berries. So I've got a, oh, I can't see what's going on here. I've got a gold Sharpie, and so I painted the gold Sharpie onto the berries, but the gold Sharpie's not. Oh, if you've got a gold Wink of Stella, that would have been perfect, because the gold Sharpie is like a real dull gold. It wasn't very pretty. And then of course I tried to go over the top of it with cherry cobbler, and it didn't want, the ink didn't want to take. So, but if you've got one of the gold Wink of Stellas that Stampin' Up did have, that would look so pretty. Okay, and then the last colour is I have to do my soft suede. So again, big puddle of water, spush it down. The pine cones I don't tend to try and fuss with too much, because they're tricky little suckers. Try and get them the way that you would really want them is just way too tricky for this situation anyway. So there we go. That did not take too long at all. Oh, Lois, that gold Wink of Stella, those berries would look awesome. I don't think I've got one. I'll have to check my cupboard, but I'm pretty sure that I only bought clear ones. I think they're called clear, aren't they? There's just this plain sparkly ones. So there we go. That is how quick and easy. And oh, I shouldn't show you too close. Actually, no, I will show you close up, because it is not perfect. When you look from a distance, it looks pretty cool, but when you look, don't look too close, because it's not the most perfect thing. But I don't think it has to be. So, because it's, you know, all colouring is different. So there you go. But it does show you that you don't need to have like 3 tones of, you know, pink and reds and greens and all that sort of stuff. You can do it simply with just 3 colours. So there you go. Have a great day. I'm going to head off now. And demonstrators, we are lucky. We have the new mini and celebration catalogue online for us to view, and I'm hoping that mine will turn up in the mail today. So if you are a regular customer of mine, I will be putting you on the mailing list, and you will get one automatically. And there's still time to be put on that list. So if you spent like at least $50 with me over the last 6 months, you'll get one automatically. If you want one, just go to my store and you can shop, and you'll be put on the list as well. So cheers, thanks very much, and we'll see you later.